A very good morning to everyone on this cold Saturday morning, or good afternoon or good evening whenever you're choosing to watch this. So, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a really long time, not in a couple of months today. First of all, I want to thank everybody who watched the Hover Air drone demo that I recorded last week. That was a lot of fun to make. Again, I apologize for the wind, for the clipping toward the end of the video. I forgot to put the wind slayer on the GoPro, the windscreen. So that was my fault entirely, and I'm so sorry. So anyway, I'm really glad you all enjoyed that. I do hope to get some drone footage up here in a bit. I don't have any reason to fly it right now, but I hope to maybe in the next month or so try and get some footage up. Anyway, and yes, the GoPro is in working order now. I'm very happy about that. And so there'll be plenty more from the GoPro as soon as next week, probably. I'm not going to share any details right now, but next week there will hopefully be some content coming, a lot of content coming next week. I'm going to be probably doing a lot of posting. I also want to thank my friend Mara, if she is watching, for her recommendation of the video editing software that I am now using. iClip, EYE Clip, an absolutely amazing piece of software that is actually accessible with the voiceover screen reader. So I'm very, very impressed with that. So I love that. It is for the Mac, for anybody that's interested. If there's an iOS version, I'm not aware of it. I think it's only for the Mac. But anyway, so the reason I say I haven't done this in a couple of months, I want to do a cochlear implant progress update. I haven't done this in a really long time. And I'm sorry for unintentionally keeping everyone out of the loop. There was a time in January where I just didn't have the motivation to do any videos, and I just didn't feel like doing them. So first of all, I want to say that as far as Winter Storm Blair, I made it through, and the people I know here made it through. I did not lose power, thankfully. We were closed for 2 days. January the 6th and 7th, which is why I was able to put the video up on the 6th, because we were closed and we were not going to be open the next day. So I had to use 2 PTO days for that, and then 2 days later, a lot of us decided not to go in because there was the prospect of more snow, and there was a lot of there was already a good-sized snowpack on the ground. So I wound up staying home on the 9th as well. We opened, but they closed at noon because the snow was increasing. So I'm glad I stayed home. A couple of weeks later, I went to No Coaster Con in Chicago. Actually, it was the week after. And I am not at liberty to discuss a lot of what we heard about during that event. So I'm not going to really talk about it, but this this kind of leads in nicely into some of the cochlear implant stuff. So this trip was the trip to Chicago was the first time that I have traveled with the implant. Now I carry around a medical ID in my wallet that basically I can pull out that says this person wears a medical implant. Whatever, it has my surgeon's phone number on it, and stuff like that. But I didn't need to pull it out at the TSA. I thought I was going to have to, but they said no. You're fine. When I flew out of Louisville, they put me through the full body scanner. which is apparently actually better for the processors than the metal detectors. So I went through that, and just to give a brief summary of the trip, I will say that I got to ride the Chicago L. I got to ride 3 different lines. If I had had the Meta Ray-Bans, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, then I would have shot video from the trains, but I still don't have those yet. They're on back order through the place that my parents got them for me from, and I don't know when I'm actually going to receive them. But anyway, I also got to try deep dish pizza for the very first time. Went to Lou Malnati's Pizzeria with a bunch of other people, and we had a lot of fun. So I had never had deep dish pizza before. My thoughts are that, I'm going to have to try it again to decide whether I like it or not. As somebody who eats pizza with his hands, I was not familiar with how deep dish pizza was prepared, and when I had a slice of it, I picked it up and started eating it. And first of all, I noticed that there was a lot of cheese, but the sauce was on the top, and so the sauce was getting all over my hands more than in my mouth as I was eating it. But I will say, one slice was definitely enough. It was very rich and very filling. I will say that much. And so, yeah, that's what was going on there. And then, of course, that night, I went to a family entertainment center called Scene 75, which was about 40 minutes away from the hotel where I was staying. I went with one of my friends who was also an ACE member and his roommate, and we went down there and we rode the Twist and Shout roller coaster, which is... it was good for what it was. They gave us about 7 laps. It was an SBF Visa spinner. Not too bad. And the indoor drop tower. Yes, this place actually has a 3-story tall indoor drop tower. It's one of their selling points. They make kind of a big deal out of it. I thought it was, for what it was a good drop tower. They basically they took you up. They took us up 3 stories. And then they turned it so that we were away from the loading area, and then we just went up and down the tower at varying heights for about a minute. It was really more like an elevator gone out of control, more than a free fall. And then when you were done with that, when we were done with that, they raised us back up to the top, turned us back around, and then lowered us back down slowly to the loading area. I got to do that twice, and I got to do the Twist and Shout coaster once. And then the next day was No Coaster Con. And the day after that was the day for me to leave. But before that, I attended a post-con tradition where basically the members go and play a game called Whirly Ball. Now, I cannot play Whirly Ball for various reasons. It's basically lacrosse meets bumper cars meets hockey, but I cannot play it as a blind person. There really isn't a way to modify the game so that a blind person can play it. I don't think there is. I went mainly to socialize, and I did get to socialize quite a bit with people. Got to talk to some people, and had pizza there too, but that was more the traditional. I think it was just frozen pizza that place heated up, but it was good. And then I flew back, had a brief delay at Midway that wound up taking off. And yes, I had to fly into and out of Midway, even though I was staying near O'Hare. So it was because this trip was kind of a last minute thing, and I had to take what I could get. Next year, I'm going to plan better. I'm going to try and plan better. I'm going to try and book my flight at least a month or two out so that I can fly into O'Hare. And I think next year I'm actually going to give myself an extra night. I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay on Sunday night and come back Monday because I have MLK Day off. So I may. They always try to plan that event around MLK weekend, so I might actually just. I might just go down there on Thursday and then stay till Monday because I really like that hotel, the Hyatt Place Chicago O'Hare Airport. I really like that hotel, and so I may just stay there an extra night. But I'm not totally sure yet. I've got a year to plan. But anyway, so when I came back, when I was at the TSA at Midway, they gave me a pat down instead of sending me through the full body scanner, and I didn't have a problem with that. The guy that was doing it was he was very respectful about it. He's like, "This is what I'm doing, and this is, and whatever." He was, I didn't have an issue with it, and so anyway, and then of course, we had the past couple of weeks. So that brings me to last Friday's appointment. I went in and the audiologist wanted to do a test with just the implant to see how good I was hearing with it. And I have gone from 36% comprehension in my right ear before surgery to 72% with the implant, which from what I understand is about average for somebody who got one at the time that I did. So I'm certainly very thankful for that. And although, I will admit that some days it doesn't feel like I've gotten to 72% because I'm still dealing with a lot of things sounding very artificial, and music is really difficult to listen to and whatever. Although I did try listening to some songs, to parts of songs with the implant this week, and it's getting better. I remember I was listening to Killing Time by Clint Black a couple of days ago, and I found that I could actually tell what pitches he was singing at, whereas before, when I first got the implant, that was dang near impossible. So but anyway, so I can tell things are getting better, but it's still very slow going. She had me repeat back different sentences, and I will say that I misunderstood some words. There was one time where I actually said walking is a sin or something like that, because I think I could have sworn that's what it said, but there was another one that said something like, after several marriages, he finally got it right. I have a feeling I misheard that one. But they were, perfection was not expected. And, and so I knew that going in. But anyway, and I got a primary care doctor last Friday afternoon. This was the first time in my adult life that I've ever had a primary care physician, and I saw him for the first time on Monday. So that went really well. I'm not going to talk about that because that is very personal. But anyway, so that's what's going on with the implant. I'm not wearing the implant right now because I'm doing. I wasn't even expecting to be up at this hour, and I need to run it through a dehumidifying cycle. So I'm gonna do that right after I finish this. I'm wearing the hearing aid right now, but anyhow, so that's really about it to talk. Oh, I have also, for those of you that follow me on Mastodon, I have, after a lot of thought, decided to shut down my Mastodon instance as of this morning. I really was not using Mastodon that much, and I really felt that it was not worth paying to maintain an instance. I really didn't feel like it was worth it, and because I really wasn't using it that much. And I also, without going into detail, I didn't like a lot of the content that I was seeing on Mastodon. I really did not. Um, it. I feel that the Mastodon platform does not represent me, and I just felt that a lot of the people that I follow were getting way too militant and passionate, to the point where I felt like there was a lot of bullying going on. And I realized that I could have unfollowed people or blocked them, but or I could have moved my account to another instance, but I decided that it was not worth keeping at all. And I know at least one other person who had one, and he actually hosted it on my account. I hosted his account, and he decided not to use it anymore. I'm thinking for the same reasons I did, and it really, so I apologize to everybody that I know that some of you found this channel through Mastodon. I do not have a Mastodon anymore, and I'm not going to I will not recreate one. Not even on another instance. Even if I was invited to another instance, I'm gonna say no, because I just Mastodon is not worth my time. I felt that it was not worth my time. I felt that it was not worth keeping. So anyhow, that's what's going on there. So I apologize to anybody that found this through Mastodon and was looking and wanted to try and follow me. As of about 10 or 15 minutes ago, my service has been canceled, and within the next 24 hours, the deletion process for my instance will begin. So I am not going to interfere with it this time. I'm not going to interfere with it. So anyway, and to anybody that is watching that did have accounts on my instance, I know that none of y'all used your accounts. Your accounts will be gone too, because all of the contents of the server, including accounts and everything, they're all going to be completely purged from the Fediverse. So yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to fill everyone in on what was going on with the implant. So I have an idea for a video that I'm trying to figure out when to record it. A demo of the accessible Zumo TV. This is the smart TV that I think I've talked about on this channel before. And if I didn't, I'll just say that I got in fact, I don't actually think I did bring this up, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. So I got rid of my Samsung TV late last year, and I was not very happy with its remote and whatever. I didn't really like the remote because it didn't have a numpad on it. Yes, I am one of those people. And I also was not happy with Spectrum Internet. Now, you may remember that when I switched to T-Mobile Home Internet, which, by the way, I am still thrilled with. I still love T-Mobile Home Internet, the 5G Home Internet. Well, my sister was kind enough to get me a smart TV from that was on sale. And it is a Zumo, X-U-M-O TV. For those of you that don't know what Zumo is a collaboration between Comcast and Spectrum. It's a collaborative company. And they make, and they have a Zumo OS that includes a screen reader. And I had a Zumo Streambox when I was with Spectrum, and I absolutely loved it. And so I decided to get a Zumo Smart TV, and I decided to ask for a Zumo Smart TV, and I was given one. I was going to go with Roku, but I decided against it after hearing the Roku screen reader voice. I didn't like it. I felt it was way too robotic. I am using a Magic Stick antenna along with YouTube TV. Now, some people would say, yeah, well, why YouTube TV? Because YouTube TV allows me to watch some networks that Zumo does not have on its free streaming services. So I use YouTube TV. Sling is not accessible at all on the Zumo TV. Not that I could tell anyway. I couldn't even figure out how to freaking sign in. So I am using YouTube TV. Now, if I was to figure out Sling, if I was to learn that Sling was accessible, then I would switch in a heartbeat. I would gladly switch. But but I intend to do a demo of the Zumo TV in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, there's going to be a major load of content coming next week, next weekend, and or maybe the Monday following, February the 17th. That may be when I post the videos, but if all goes well, there will be a lot of content coming to this channel next week, and I mean a lot. So, yeah. So you all have that to look forward to. But at some point after that, I am going to do a demo of the Zumo TV, because I think a lot of people don't seem to know about Zumo, especially in the blind community. It's one of the lesser known options, and yes, it kind of is a walled garden, because they give you pre-installed apps, and I mean, you have over 250 of them, but you have pre-installed apps, and that's all you can use. But the sad thing about this, I'll give you an example. Paramount Plus is more accessible on the Zumo TV than it is on iOS. You can enable audio description with the Zumo TV, and I could never do it on iOS. It was just, I really, there are apps that are accessible on Zumo that don't seem to be that accessible anywhere else, such as Paramount Plus, and several others, that are better on the TV than on iOS, which I think is highly embarrassing. But I will do a demo of the TV, how it works with an antenna, and I will also demonstrate some of the apps that are in it that I have accounts with. But this is the TV that I am going to keep. I absolutely love this TV. The only thing that I don't like about it is how frequently I have to change the remote's batteries. That's the one thing I don't like about it. The remote is a battery hog. Like, the remote is an absolute battery hog. I have to change the batteries at least every 2 weeks. But, so anyhow, so you have that to look forward to coming up in the next couple of weeks, in addition to the surprise content that will be coming next weekend. And again, it's a big if, because there are still some variables that may cause it to work, that may cause the things to be either canceled or moved around. That's why I'm not saying what it is, because I don't want to get people's hopes up, only to not produce any content. So, but I do very seriously hope that there will be some content for you next week. You will have that to look. You will hopefully have that to look forward to. So, anyway, yeah. So I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend, wonderful rest of your weekend, and a good week next week. And again, thank you to everyone for all of the support that you've given me over the past few months. It has meant a lot. I also want to, I'm not going to go into detail, but please continue to keep Shane over at Adventures in Blind Videography. Keep him and his wife in your thoughts and prayers. It's his story to tell about what's going on, but just continue to keep them in your prayers and thoughts. They are going through a lot right now, and that's why you haven't seen any videos from Shane. You know, I know what's going on, and I know there's a handful of people that know what's going on, but out of respect for his privacy, I'm not going to say anything. But that's, you haven't seen any. The reason that he hasn't posted anything is because he's going through a lot right now. So just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. If you know how to contact him, reach out and tell him you're thinking about him, and whatever. And you know, Shane, we're all with you, dude. And you know, we're all keeping you and Abby in our thoughts and prayers as you deal with what you're dealing with right now. And I really hope that if the content goes up next week, I really hope that it will cheer you up a lot. I think it will. I think it will. So I intend to dedicate some of it specifically to you, if you know, which I won't say what it is, but I may dedicate some of it specifically to you. But anyway, so I hope that everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I'll try to do personal updates more often. And you know, but right now, by the way, some good news on the front of the, so anybody that has been aware of the situation going on in my apartment building, the person is finally gone. I don't know when exactly he moved out. It could have been while I was in Chicago. I don't know. But he is gone now. And it is so refreshing to have a completely quiet building. It is just, we're all loving it. And so, yeah, I don't know how long that's going to last, but he is gone. So I think his car was here for a while, or somebody's car was here. I think it was his, but he is now gone, and so anyway, so that's what's going on. We are under new management, and they seem to be doing good so far. I don't have anything negative to say about them. But what I will tell people is that, what I will tell you all is that I am on the waiting list for a place in Clarksville, Indiana, just across the river. I may have mentioned this before. Across the river from where I'm living now, that I am hoping to move into in the next couple of months. That I know will be a lot quieter. I've been there, and when I walked in there, I knew that it was the place that I wanted to move into if I could, and I'm on the waiting list now. So so that's what's going on there. But I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts. You know, to have a quiet building with no activity up above me and whatever. It's been great. But anyway, and by the way, to everybody that, because I know there were some people that were thinking that people wanted him out because of his loud music. What I'm going to say about that, without going into detail and out of respect for the privacy of others, is that there were other things going on that I found out about later. But there were other things going on that forced his eviction. It was not just his loud music. There were other things that were going on that that resulted in it. And in fact, when I reported him for loud music, they were actually in the process of evicting him. I found that out later, and when me and some of the neighbors, reported him for loud music, it escalated the process that was already underway. So yeah, it was. So that's what happened there. But anyway, I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and a great week. And I will see you all next week. So if you like this, I would appreciate it if you subscribed and liked the video and click the notification bell so you don't miss anything, because there will be more content coming. So I will see all of you later. Thanks again for watching.